Hello and Happy New Year, and welcome to the segment on Bach flowers. I'm Denise Eaton, your Bach flower registered practitioner, and today we have a different backdrop environment so that you can have a visual of what the flowers look like at the display level at the retail store. We're going to be going over a little bit of the basic kind of introduction of the flowers for those who are new to the system, and for those who aren't, that may want a refresher. We're going to go over some of those basic information, so stay tuned. So today we're going to talk about the resolutions, okay? Out with the old, in with the new. And what does that really mean, and how do we keep to the resolutions? Well, a lot of us set resolutions only to not fulfill them. Well, according to psychology today, 80% of us will not fulfill the resolutions as of February, which is a very short time from the time that we actually commit to it to the time that we stop whatever that resolution is. And why is that? And how? And we're going to talk about what can we do about it, and how can we use the flowers to help keep us on track. But first of all, let's keep on, what tips can we give you that will help you stay on track? One of them would be set realistic goals. You don't want to set yourself with, goals that are unrealistic and really set you up to fail before you even try. So, basically setting realistic goals would be more achievable. The other thing was just, it maybe, help, tell a friend or a family member, and this way, this will help give you that support. This will help give you the motivation to stay on target. And sometimes a buddy system helps more so than anything. Just having to do with somebody will keep you on track. Speaking of tracking it, I find that when I track, it keeps me on target. It keeps me motivated because I can see the results. So if you find that maybe tracking may help you to keep you to set your goals, that would be something to think about. And every once in a while, pat yourself on the back. Give yourself credit that you're doing the best that you can, and you're achieving it, and you've succeeded at some of the goals. So make sure you reward yourself every once in a while. And if you have a bad day, don't beat yourself up about it. The most important thing is to shake it off, brush it off, and get back on track. As I say, get back on the horse and let's begin again. So those would be some key things to keep in mind, some tips on how to keep to your resolutions. So when we look at resolutions, and how would the Bach flower remedies help realistically? Well, the Bach flowers were discovered by Dr. Bach, who was a physician and bacteriologist who recognized negative states of emotions causes a disharmony to the body. And when you're in disharmony, it breaks down your immune system, and it allows you to not be who you are truly supposed to be. Not only not healthy, but also on an emotional level, you're just out of sorts. So he had discovered what he called, when I say the 38, Bach flower, when I say system. When I say system, I'm talking about all the 38. So what are they? They are complementary, what we call complementary medicines that work on the emotional level, not on the physical level. So if somebody says to me, I have sciatica, which flowers for that? I would say, I don't know. How do you feel? Because I could have sciatica and somebody else could have sciatica, and the emotions would be different. So we look specifically on the emotional level. If someone was to look at on a physical level, I would say they'd have to go through, obviously, their physician and make sure that, they rule out whatever's going on, physically, to help them with that, because, again, we're only looking at the emotional level. They are considered complementary medicines, which means that they can be, you can take these with other medications. They work very versatile with all different modalities of whatever you're doing to help you to maintain that well-being that you're trying to make, their health and well-being. You also can take them, there's no wrong way to take them, so you can't desensitize it. So if you want to add it to food, if you want to add it to your beverage, you wanted to take it topically, whatever works best for you, you would be determined of what, how, and when you can take the remedies. The other thing we want to look at is that, when we're dealing on the emotional level, that, when Dr. Bach had come up with 7 different categories. So we're going to go over that a little bit about what these 7 categories or groupings mean. And what it basically is that he found that these were actually conflicts that cause the conflict within yourself that will prevent you from your true, well-being and your health as well. So within these categories, he had the specific flowers that narrowed it down to those specific emotions. You don't have to really get caught up about the categories as much, because we're going to, as we continue to do these segments, I'm going to kind of break down the segments in the categories and help you understand them a little bit more. But today we'll focus on one going forward. So what he did is he found flowers. He looked at flowers because he was also a homeopath, and he believed that, look at the plant gave us a lot of medicinal properties. So the flowers are extracted either in a sun method or boiling method. So what you're getting is infused energized water. So whether it's during the summertime or during the spring or the fall, depending on when the sun, the potency, how strong the sun is, they would do their sun or boiling method. And what you're doing is you just, from that method, you're heating the flower, the energy into the water, and that becomes the tincture. It is preserved in a grape brandy. For those who are want to know what the preservative is, it is a grape brandy because it was a preservative that he used in those days, and we keep to those methods because it's to preserve actually the flower as well as the water. So then we have, when you're talking about the 38, from here, he made a combination of 5. So we took 5 of the 38 and made a stress, we call a stress reliever. Okay, so think about when you stress. Star of Bethlehem is added to help neutralize any trauma. Impatiens to maintain patience and control. Cherry plum to maintain that control, don't lash out. Clematis to keep you focused, and rock rose for that panic mode. And he said that was we consider his 39th flower, which would be rescue remedy. And you take that during time of a crisis or everyday stress. And what is everyday stress? It could be different for everybody. But if you're talking about traffic, or some people would tell me, dealing with, going to the office and dealing with meetings, or having to talk to your boss, or having to do a presentation, that can be stressful. For any situation that, going to the doctors, or receiving bad news. This is your crisis. This is at the moment everyday stress that you would take this, okay? When you get into the individual flowers, it's telling me that these are what caused your stresses. This is what you've been in these negative states for long periods of times, and it kind of makes it so that you're receptive. You're going to be stressed a lot of times, or that's why you would need this more than that. Now you're looking at the different, all this yellow packaging. It's just different ways of delivering it. So from drops to sprays, we have, pastilles, the kind of gummy, just suck on them. We have cream, which has the added crab apple that helps you with the cleansing, so that you can put that on topically. And then for those who are alcohol sensitive, we also have a kids version, which is a vegetable glycerin base. And of course we have a pet one that's also vegetable glycerin base. So those that had taken away the alcohol. For those who may be alcohol sensitive, you can add it to a hot beverage. You can add it to food, you can add it to your PowerPoint. There's all different ways that you can get it into your system besides having to actually ingest it. So this is your crisis. You take that at the moment. Now you're going to identify, this is my everyday. This is, why do I get stressed? What is causing me? Why am I not able to move forward in my life? Why am I able to, things bother me all the time? And you identify by, when you go to the display, you have these tools. This is the pull shade. You will look at this indication. If you feel like that more so than not, then that's the flower you would want to take. Remember to ask yourself, more so than not. If you have to think about it, you're not in that state. If you say every once in a while, you may not be in that state. I want you to be open about, yes, I find there's a pattern. This is holding me back. This is something that I need to work on, and that's what you want to focus on. We have these tools. We have the Simplify the Search Sheet. This is a tool that you'll find at the display that you can take with you, and little check marks. You just check off those. You want to keep it to no more than 7, because then you're asking the body to kind of give you it gives it a cloudy perception. So you want to make sure that you want to maintain the harmony, as simplicity as possible. So when you're taking the flowers, you can actually take them either individually. So just take the dropper, open up, and put it directly in your mouth. Okay? Or you can actually make a blend. Now if you're taking 6 or 7, you want to take it throughout the day. So it's best to probably make your blend, because you're not going to open 6 or 7 bottles 4 times a day. The key is frequency. You want to maintain that harmony throughout the day and not necessarily just all at once. So will it still work all at once? Yes, but you're not going to get the frequency that you'd want to get throughout the day. So that's when you make a personal blend. So you can take this either in here, in an eyedropper, or you can actually do it in a water bottle. I mean, whatever works best for you. The key is to sip it throughout the day. So for here, if I'm taking Mimulus to help me with my fears, I can just put a couple drops like so. Okay, and then I could add another one. This is my white chestnut to help me with my preoccupied thoughts, which is kind of a little off racy. And then of course, I can do another one, say Impatiens, to help me with my patience. So if I'm finding I'm more irritable than usual, then that's what I would like to take. And this becomes my personal blend. And I would take this 4 times a day. All right, or more. It doesn't matter. It's how you feel. Now the base on this is water. So you're just going to put spring water, then your drops, and then that becomes your blend. Now if you want to add a preservative, you can do a vegetable glycerin, apple cider vinegar, you can do alcohol, whatever works best for you. Well, it's more of a taste preference. And then from there, you just put a couple drops or 4 drops. So whenever you're making a blend, you're doing 4 drops, 2, 3, 4. Or if you're like me, I just squirt it in my mouth, okay? Just don't miss your mouth. 4 times a day, okay? And this will last about 2.5 weeks. And what you're trying to achieve here is you're trying to get that balance of focus. It's going to definitely give you more clarity. So you can be more aware of the things that bother you, or the things, how you become more reactive, and how do you handle with that. You should sleep better. You should have more energy. Things that bother you don't bother you like they used to. It really puts things in perspective. And very simple, very subtle, very gentle, but very, very effective. Now, when you're looking at some similarities, so say we're looking at the fear category. So we have these all face your fears. Now we know in this category, if I'm going to take these flowers, it's going to give me courage, or it's going to give me the ability to be able to face that fear. The difference is how do I know which is, it's just knowing the indications, and that's just reading up on them or understanding, again, just getting more experience with them. But if you look in these fears, you say, okay, they all are giving me courage. Aspen will give you courage if you have the unknown, okay? So it gives you that courage because if you feel spooked. This cherry plum is going to give you the courage because you lose control. So it's going to give you the courage to maintain that control. Mimulus of just known things, or being shy and timid. Red chestnut, fear of letting go so that you can be there for your loved ones but not fear for their well-being. And then rock rose will help you for that panic, that moment that was instant, more spontaneous, that happened, it was a crisis or something that really gave you that fear, that's that kind of panic moment, and that's rock rose. So when you look at identifying the similarities, they all fear. They all will help you with fear. It's just different levels of what that energy would be that you would need for that particular incident. So we're going to go, when we get further into the segments throughout the year, we'll go and get into this. And by all means, if you feel free to reach out to us and let us know if you want us to talk to any files in particular to help that clarification. You can also go on our website at BachRemedies.com. This will help you with the remedy chooser if you don't have these, or you can also go into the professional education under training and take our online tutorial. That'll help you as well, and you can see those platforms being built as we do build them. And going forward, now I will talk about, we did a promotion for those who are anxiously waiting about the winner of our promotional giveaway. So the giveaway was about a leather set with rescue remedies. So you have all 38 plus 2 rescue remedies, the book, a bottle, plus the leather case, and this was a retail value for $865. We began this in August, and we just asked you to share and post and like and just get involved in our community, which I thank you all who have participated. But we have a winner, so, and pull it from here, and the winner is Erin Moriarty, Moriarty. Congratulations, you are the winner of this wonderful set, and Nelson's will be in contact with you to obviously work out how you can claim it. So with that, I know there was a lot of information today. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. Stay tuned with us. We'll have a lot more coming on for the rest of the year, and a lot more different giveaways too. So stay, keep in touch with us. And as always, it's a new year. Be all that you can be. Thanks for tuning in.